The book of Luke tells us that Jesus was born in a stable in Bethlehem many years ago. While in the stable, he was visited by shepherds who got a very special invitation from an angel. Have you ever gotten a special invitation?
Well, the book of Matthew tells us about some people living in the East who got a very special invitation to Jesus' birth. It was delivered by a star. No, not that kind of star. It was an actual star, like one in the sky. Well, if you ever get such a special invitation to such a special celebration, you'd better have some very special gifts. And they did.
Let's fast forward from the night of Jesus' birth. Mary and Joseph have now upgraded from a stable in Bethlehem to a house. Herod is king of the land, living in nearby Jerusalem. One day, the people from the east showed up in Jerusalem. They were astronomers. No, not astronauts. They were astronomers. You know, stargazers, people who study the skies.
Some people have called these people kings, but really, they were educated, wise people called Magi. They had been studying, waiting, and listening for the time when a sign would lead them to the newborn King of Jews. At last, a bright star had appeared in the sky, and they followed it from a long distance.
Now, a king's palace seems like a logical place to start searching for a new king. So these Magi paid a visit to King Herod. After they explained their mission to Herod, he became very unhappy to hear about the royal competition. Actually, he was more than unhappy. Herod was upset. Very upset. Very, very upset.
He was so upset that he wanted to get rid of this new king. Herod consulted his lawyers and priests and found that there was a prophecy about a king being born in Bethlehem. Although they knew of this prophecy, they didn't bother to travel the 5 miles to check it out. Instead, Herod sent the Magi to Bethlehem and asked them to let him know where the baby was so he could also honor the newborn king.
The Magi left Herod's palace in Jerusalem and continued to follow the star. This time, it did not lead them to a palace. Instead, it led them to a house. It gave them so much joy to see the star settle over their final destination. The Magi entered the house and saw Mary and the little baby Jesus. They fell to their knees and honored Jesus with their gifts of mold, francs 2 cents, and myrrh. Wait, that can't be right. It should be gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Not only had the Magi studied the prophecy about Jesus' birth, they also listened to it. The gift of gold was a present fit for a king. Frankincense was something that was great to smell and was often used in worshiping God, and myrrh is also something nice smelling, but was used in burials.
After the party and the gifts, the Magi were tired and left to find rest. While they slept, they were warned in a dream to stay away from Herod and not to tell him where Jesus was.
When they awoke, they went home, taking a different route to avoid running into Herod again. These Magi listened to the prophecy and followed the sign God gave them. And that's how it happened in the Bible.